7 shitty puns, 10 wealthy Weedles, 9 Nuzlocke deaths, 8 evolution. Oh, hi there. Wow, I didn't realize you guys came in. I apologize for that. I was just performing my new hit single, the 12 Days of Caterpie, which feel free to go watch it here. I mean, it is Caterpie Day, of course, so obviously we're going to be celebrating. What's going on, guys? You're in with Hardy Tech, and welcome back to another Pokemon ROM hack review. Today we have my Christmas special video. Finally, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to get this done in time. I was really nervous, but I can proudly say welcome to the Pokemon Christmas version review. Now, Pokemon Christmas version is a Christmas-themed hack, obviously, of Pokemon Gold that was first started development in 2011 and had its most recent release in 2014. Now, I didn't realize this at the time that I was playing through the game, but I do feel like I should point out this game is actually not complete yet. It is finished all the way through the Johto Saga and the Elite Four, and it just stops there, which is really disappointing, but we'll get more to that later. And thankfully, the good news is, despite the fact that this game hasn't had a new update in a year now, it's not dead. The creator of this game is still very active on the forums of this game, which there will be a link to that down below if you guys want to go play this game, which, do I think you should do that? Once again, we'll get to that later. And he talks very often about future updates, what's going to happen in the game, blah blah blah, so he's still working on it, which is fantastic news, because so many ROM hacks just fall into this horrible pit of never being finished, being abandoned by its creators, and it's just so sad, and it's so exciting to know that this is not a dead project. So what exactly is Pokemon Christmas version then? What is the story? How much has it changed from Pokemon Gold? What kind of actual gameplay differences may there be? Let's find out. This, of course, is the non-spoiler section of Pokemon Christmas version, so don't worry, if you plan on playing this game, it is safe to watch right now. Pokemon Christmas version is actually made to be a sequel to Pokemon Gold and Silver, taking place after the events of the Rocket Takeover, the Goldenrod Tower, and the forced evolution of the Magikarps, and all of those shenanigans. Why were they trying to evolve Magikarps exactly? I mean, Gyarados is crap in Gen 2. Anyways, you now play as your choice of either a boy or girl character, which is a new feature, as Pokemon Gold and Silver actually didn't have a female option, so that's pretty cool. Whichever one you don't choose will become your rival. Or should I say one of your two rivals, as you actually have, no, it's not Leaf, what is her name? Chris from Crystal is actually your second rival in this game. So it's taken from the page of Black and White, where you have two rivals, which is actually pretty cool. I like that. And yeah, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald did that, technically speaking, but Wally is literally the shittiest rival ever. You're once again given a Pokemon by Professor Elm, so you can go run an errand for him and meet Mr. Pokemon. Best sequel ever. 10 out of 10, would play again. Freaking amazing, hack of the year. Once you return to Professor Elm, he suggested maybe you should go take the Pokemon League Challenge, because it's a Pokemon game. Couldn't have been expecting much more here, let's be honest. Of course, we do have some Team Rocket shenanigans, because they managed to stay broken up all of about 3 months. So they are actually in a cave behind Slowpoke Well, stealing presents from Delibird, because that's actually probably the most evil thing Team Rocket has ever done, if we're going to be honest here. Also, is it just me, or does Kurt look an awful lot like Mr. T? I definitely pity that fool. Fool! With Team Rocket reformed once again and your gym badge journey underway, you continue traveling through the Johto region. What new adventures will you go on? Well, that'll be spoilers, so if you plan on playing this game, I would skip this next section. And of course, if you do want to avoid spoilers and you plan on playing this game, feel free to click right here or go to this point of the video to skip this section. The first major plot change actually happens in Ecruteak City. When you arrive towards the burned tower, a father actually appears and tells you that his daughter has gone missing. So you travel inside the burned tower and actually find her in the basement of burned tower. So no legendary beast event, no really anything exciting. You basically play firefighter and save a cat out of a tree. It's exciting, I guess. And really, for the most part, besides that change in Ecruteak City, the game is almost exactly the same until you reach Olivine City, where we actually have our first real major change. Instead of being in the lighthouse, Jasmine has actually gone off to South Isle, a brand new location in Pokemon Christmas version, which is actually based on Pokemon Movie 2000, which is so cool. When you arrive at South Isle, you find out that Team Rocket is actually there and has taken over the island. You go through, beat them all up because it's a Pokemon game. What do you expect? And you eventually find out that Jasmine is being held captive at a special shrine, and you have to save her because it's not like she's a gym leader. You find out that Team Rocket has actually gone to South Isle to try to capture a legendary Pokemon that likes to frequent a special shrine there, but Jasmine's presence apparently scared it off. They claim that this is not the end of their plan, and they're going to strike back with a mighty vengeance, but of course we all know that's kind of a joke. And Jasmine actually points out something really interesting and says that the legendary Pokemon that they were hunting for typically doesn't even go to that shrine in the first place, so I don't know if it came there unusually or if Team Rocket is actually just completely incompetent. I don't know. Also, the Safari Zone, which is actually a friend safari of sorts, isn't available yet, which I didn't know. I was a little salty walking all the way there just to get turned away. It's like every time I go to McDonald's and their Frosty machine is broken. Why would you do that to me? You later find out when you reach the Lake of Rage that red Gyarados are actually extremely common now, and I have to say, I love that reference. The fact that red Gyarados is basically the most useless, worthless shiny ever, and just them poking fun at that was brilliant. After you defeat Price, Elm actually calls you and asks you to go investigate the Dragon's Den in Blackthorn City because apparently Team Rocket has been spotted there. When you arrive, you find out the rumors were true and Team Rocket is actually trying to obtain some Dragon-type Pokemon. Of course, you ruin their plans because every little 10-year-old kid is just kind of an asshole that way. The one thing that really annoys me about this Dragon's Den situation is that Claire actually was being held hostage, and that's really annoyed me because in my opinion it completely goes against Claire's character. Claire has been, at least canonly, displayed as this like badass girl who just doesn't take shit from anybody, and then she got captured by a group of people who were then later defeated by a 10-year-old. It just doesn't make sense to me. I feel like the gym leaders in this game, aside from Whitney, have a really bad damsel in distress syndrome, and I just don't like that, okay? It feels very cliche, it doesn't make sense, it really doesn't make sense in the form of Claire. I can sort of see Jasmine, because Jasmine seems kind of more laid back and it might happen to her, but Claire? Really? That's stupid! Team Rocket claims that despite the fact that you stopped them from getting any Dragon-type Pokemon, they are still on track to complete their master plan. Sadly, this is actually the last we see of Team Rocket in this release, which is really underwhelming. It makes me feel very like I need something more, like there wasn't any kind of climax to the Team Rocket saga at all, and I know it'll probably be resolved in the full release when we can go to Kanto, but still, it's very anticlimactic. Anyways, you defeat Claire and you have all 8 gym badges and make your way to the Elite Four. Yeah, no Bell Tower, no Whirl Islands, no legendary event at all. Beat the 8 gyms, go to Elite Four. Yep. At the end of Victory Road, you face whichever player character you did not choose, being either Hero or May? I don't know how to pronounce that word. But I think this is a good time to actually point out just how many rival battles are actually in this game. One outside of Violet City, at the end of Dark Cave, after the Bugsy battle, en route to the Safari Zone, on South Isle, before Ice Cave, and before Victor Road, and the Pokemon League Champion. That's right, Lance is not in this game so far. It's actually been replaced by your other rival, Chris, or in my case, Flygon, because you actually do get to name this one. That's pretty cool. And I don't know how to feel about this, because honestly, talking about the rival battles overall, they're rather underwhelming. None of them were really extremely difficult, and this battle really wasn't any different, unfortunately. And after this, the credits roll. You actually do get your ticket to use the Magnet Train to go to Kanto, but then that happens. Like, I gotta say, I felt like I just like ran into a wall when that happened, because I didn't know when I was playing this at the time that it wasn't the final release, and I was just so shocked at like, I can't go? What? So yeah, the game ends there, which it only feels like half the game because we still have the whole rocket thing to go through, and hopefully that will be finished in Kanto, but that's Pokemon Christmas version. Pokemon Christmas version has one major feature that I love and sets it apart from a lot of ROM hacks, and that is, despite the fact that it is a Gen 2 game, it actually has the physical special split of Generation 4 implemented into it, which is amazing. I actually didn't even know that was possible without like reworking the entire core system of the game and changing mechanics and everything, but I guess that's why I don't make ROM hacks. There are a few other minor changes made to the game, like Rock Smash being replaced with a new fire-type move called Fireball, which is used to melt ice-type blocks that you find in the overworld, which is actually pretty cool, though overall the move's kind of weak, unfortunately. As well as introductions of a few other moves from future generations, like Draco Meteor, which is really cool. The downside of this is I don't actually think Draco Meteor keeps the property of a -2 special attack drop, which is unfortunate because it definitely makes it a little broken, but I'm not going to complain when I'm the one using it. There are a few other minor changes I really like the ability to reuse TMs, which is just something that should be in every Pokemon game ever. Thank you. As well as some evolutionary changes. For example, Haunter now evolves via Moonstone. I didn't realize this when playing through the game, and I threw away my Moonstone because I needed more bag space. Unfortunately, the bag space wasn't changed at all, and I was really sad. But, I mean, I prefer Haunter over Gengar anyways, so it's not the end of the world. I feel like Pokemon Christmas version stays very similar to Pokemon Gold and Silver's level curve, how it was never super difficult, and I usually manage to be about the same level as my opponents by just battling the trainers I come across. Which isn't a bad thing in my opinion. The forum for this game does say that the Kanto region is going to be a lot more difficult, which I guess is a good thing because it could be considered like the post-game, though I don't really feel like that's the case as far as Christmas version goes. I guess that's up for debate. But for the Johto Saga, I definitely felt like it went pretty well. The only time I ever really had to grind was towards the Elite Four, and even then I was like 5 levels underneath the champion and I still really didn't struggle at all. I guess that's just what happens when you have Walter and Sir Quags leading your team. So overall, this definitely isn't like a Dark Rising or Blaze Black kind of hack, but it's still something where you're going to want to battle all the trainers you come across, because you can get underleveled, and I did struggle with a few of the gym leaders, but it's never something where it was like 10 levels underneath. It never got that insane. Also, I'm pretty sure like the first 7 gym leaders didn't use any healing items, which is weird. Pokemon Christmas version, rather obviously, has a lot of snowy elements to it. While this does give it a cool, unique perspective and feel to Johto, I find it really boring. One of the major improvements, in my opinion, from the first generation to the second was the introduction of color everywhere. I mean, it was called the Game Boy Color, obviously. Each town had its own unique feel, you could tell things apart. It was really fun to play. And I really feel like Pokemon Christmas version took a huge step backwards with that. I mean, pretty much 95% of Overworld is white. None of the towns feel unique. You can't really tell any of them apart. If you don't know the layout of the town already, you probably wouldn't be able to tell any of them apart because they don't have their own special vibe, which is lame. The only really part of the game that really stuck out is South Isle, because it is obviously in the southern hemisphere, isn't affected by winter at the moment, and when I saw a red Pokemon Center, I was actually like shocked because I hadn't seen one up to this point, and it was just so magical in my eyes, which is weird to say about a red square in a video game, but it was a special moment for me. While I do like the winter theme of Christmas version, I definitely feel like it does add to that Christmas kind of element. I do think they went a little overboard with it, unfortunately. Similar to the last hack we looked at, Pokemon Advanced Adventures, this game actually doesn't have Fakemon, but it has Pokemon that aren't normally in it. On screen right now is a list of all the Pokemon that were changed, but most of them are really just evolutions that were introduced later on, while a few more random Pokemon were thrown in as well. Of course, to compensate for this, some Pokemon were removed, though most of them won't really be missed that much. Except Furret. That's seriously a crime and nearly ruined my Christmas. How can you remove this? It's the same. Exactly. It's just nothing changed. But if you want to know my thoughts about the Gold Silver soundtrack, feel free to go watch my Pokemon Anthology video on those games here. Pokemon Christmas version is definitely a hack that I feel is very situational. It's been around for almost 3 years now, at least released to the public for almost 3 years now, and I've only heard of it this month. And it has had a recent surge of popularity with a lot of people playing this game on YouTube, more than likely due to the time of the year, obviously. Is this a game I would ever find myself enjoying or wanting to play outside of December and possibly November and January? Probably not. While it is a fun revisit to Johto, I definitely think it's just lacking in too many departments. The graphics just get really boring to look at because everything looks exactly the same, and the story, for what little has actually changed so far, is just very underwhelming. I really hope the Rocket Saga kicks it into higher gear, and I actually literally just kicked when I said that for some reason. Oh my gosh, I get too into this. But yeah, I really hope the Rocket Saga really just takes it into next gear as far as the Kanto region goes, because right now, it's just really bad. A lot of points in this game, as well as a lot of really just dialogue and interactions, haven't changed from the original 2 games, and it almost feels like you're just playing a Christmas version of Gold and Silver, which I guess is also what they're going for, but I don't know, I kind of expected more, I guess. Like, movie sequels usually don't go that well when they follow the exact same plot of the first movie, and I feel like this kind of fell into that, unfortunately. Like, it really just feels like it's the exact same plot of Gold and Silver with, like, snow sprinkled in there. But this isn't completely negative, don't get me wrong here, there are some positive changes. The gameplay changes, like the introduction of evolutions, as well as the physical special split, which I just can't get over, as well as the pretty decent level curve as far as difficulty goes, do make it an enjoyable playthrough. I think overall Pokemon Christmas version is a great game to play during this time of the year, because it gets you in that season-y mood. It's a Christmas themed Pokemon game, there's snow everywhere. It's very cliche, it's very gimmicky, but it works during this time of the year. So overall, I'm going to give Pokemon Christmas version a review of Great Ball. It's a hack that, if you don't play it, you're not going to miss out on anything revolutionary, but if you do play it, it's pretty fun. Well guys, that is going to do it for us on my Christmas special of Pokemon Hack Review. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know it's been quite a while since I did my last hack review. I think the first one was in like early November, and I have no idea what I'm going to be doing next, because right now my focus is on Pokemon Anthology. So we'll just be sprinkling these in wherever we go, and I just want to, in the meantime, wish you guys a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Merry Kwanzaa? I don't know. I don't celebrate that. I don't really know what to say now, guys. Christmas is a really weird time because so many people celebrate it for so many different reasons. Like, for example, I don't celebrate Christmas for its religious reasonings at all. I just celebrate it because it's gifts. I like presents. I feel like a really shitty person for saying that out loud. It's like my birthday, but I'm not any older, which is weird. This also might be the first time I actually have a white Christmas. I'll keep you guys updated in the comments down below, because I'm recording this on the 23rd, and it hasn't started snowing yet. And this is my first Christmas outside of California, also known as the land of nothing but dryness, so cross my fingers it might actually snow. That'd be pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you guys with 2 videos you can go watch in the meantime if you're still bored or want some more Hardy. Until then, I'm Hardy Tech Yo-Yo. Peace!